and find a comfortable posture. Just review the 7-point Vairochana posture and keep your back straight and your eyes half open, looking at a 45-degree angle. And if you wish, you can just do a quick body scan to see whether there's any part of your body that needs some extra attention. And if so, just breathe into it. And then just come to focusing on your breath, the in and out of your breath. And with each out breath, just relax and completely let go. And now, from this quiet space, we visualize in front of us, on a beautiful lotus and moon cushion, sitting Shakyamuni Buddha, one face and two hands, looking at us with great love and compassion. He's surrounded by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the 10 directions, and by His Holiness and all the Nalanda masters, and all our teachers, including Geshe. Just take a moment to feel that live, compassionate, wise presence of all the Buddhas in front of us. And then surrounding us on either sides are all sentient beings, our mother and all female sentient beings from the 6 realms, the hell realms, hungry ghost, animal, human, sura, asura, and the deva realms, on our left-hand side, and our Father and all male sentient beings from the 6 realms on our right-hand side. So we are doing this practice for every single sentient being without leaving a single one aside. And then we remind ourselves of the purpose of this practice, how fortunate we did not die last night, and we have got up this morning, another fortunate day in this precious human life, a solar eclipse day where everything gets multiplied, that we are here together to do this practice, to remove all the dirt, so that our jewel, the jewel of the Dharmakaya, of the Buddha nature, may shine forth for the benefit of all sentient beings. So with that in mind, let us turn to page 3. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Taking refuge and generating bodhicitta, first in English. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye chodan soge chognam la jangju badyu dani kyapsu chi dagi jinso gipe sognam ki drola penchir sangye drupar shog Sangye chodan soge chognam la jangju badyu dani kyapsu chi Dagi jinso gipe sognam ki drola pencher sange drupar shug Sange chodan soge chognam la jangju bardyo dani kyapsu chi Dagi jinso gipe sognam ki drola pencher sange drupar shug Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, and no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace, which is freed of elaborations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, which through the knowledge of all lead hearers seeking pacification to complete peace, which through the knowledge of paths causes those helping migrators to achieve the aims of the world, and through the possession of which helps subduers expound a variety of teachings. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teacher, Sugata, and protector, to you I make prostrations. The one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines forth the forever noble light rays, to you, the Buddha, I make prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. The essence of the dependent origination mantra. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetun te shantata gato hevadat te shanchayo niroda evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetun te shantata gato hevadat te shanchayo niroda evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetun te shantata gato hevadat te shanchayo niroda evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha. Meaning of the 10 Ningpo mantra. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of the causes as well is taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear light and non-composite. Such is the nectar-like dharma I have discovered. Finding no one to fathom this teaching, in silence I will retire into the woods. Beyond utterance, thought, and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space. It is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas of the 3 times, I pay obeisance. The 4 seals of Buddha's teachings. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are of the nature of suffering. All phenomena are of the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Transcending sorrow is peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dharma, Likewise, the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expanse of billions of eons. The Buddha does not wash the negativities of beings, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of suchness that beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. Instructions on parting from the four attachments. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you are attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Page 14. Praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. To the founder, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O Supreme amongst humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise then, I prostrate. With pure bodies, forms supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like a spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust free like you, the 3 worlds are not. Incomparable wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the Tathagata, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realm, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the Sangha, I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions. Perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of false, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. Page 29, the Heart Sutra. The Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. I prostrate to the Arya Triple Gem. Thus did I hear at one time the Buddha was dwelling on massive Vulture's Mountain in Rajagriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Buddha was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound illumination. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Arya Avalokiteshvara, looked upon the very practice of the profound illumination of wisdom and beheld those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Arya Avalokiteshvara. How should any child of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom train? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Arya Avalokiteshvara, said this to the Venerable Sharadvati Putra. Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly beholding those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty, emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are empty, without characteristic, unproduced, unseized, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore in emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness. No eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind. No visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomenon. There is no I element, and so on, up to and including no mind element, and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration, and thus without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the endpoint of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifest completely awakened to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as truth, since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared, Tayata Om Gate Gate Para Gate Para Sam Gate Bodhi Swaha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Buddha arose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Arya Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage. It is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Buddha having thus spoken, the Venerable Sharadvati Putra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding in their entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Buddha. This completes the Arya Bhagavati Prajnaparamita Hridaya Sutra. Tayata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhi Swaha Teyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha Teyata Om Gat Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha Teyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha Teyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate bodhi swaha te ata om gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhi swaha te ata om gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhi swaha. By the teachings of the three supreme jewels possessing the power of truth, may inner and outer hindrances be transformed. May they be dispelled. May they be non-existent. May they be pacified. May all negative forces opposed to the Dharma be completely pacified. May the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified. May we be separated from problems and conditions harmful to the Dharma. May all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma. May auspiciousness and perfect happiness pervade this place now. Page 35. 8 verses for training the mind by Geshe Langri Tangpa. With a determination to achieve the highest aim for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wish-fulfilling gem, may I hold them dear at all times. Whenever I interact with someone, may I view myself as the lowest amongst all, and from the very depths of my heart, respectfully hold others as superior. In all my deeds, may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, as they endanger myself and others, may I strongly confront them and avert them. When I see beings of unpleasant character and those oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear, for they are rare to find, as if I have discovered a jewel treasure. When others, out of jealousy, treat me wrongly with abuse, slander, and scorn, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to others the victory. When someone whom I have helped or in whom I have placed great hopes mistreats me in extremely hurtful ways, may I regard her still as my precious teacher. In brief, may I offer benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all hurts and pains of my mothers. May all this remain undefiled by the stains of the 8 mundane concerns, and may I, recognizing all things as illusions, devoid of clinging, be released from bondage. Lama Tsongkhapa's Lamrim Dedication Prayer, verse 1. From my 2 collections, vast a space, that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. The 7-limb practice, the excerpt from the King of Prayers, the extraordinary aspiration of the practice of Samantabhadra. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri, you the Buddhas, the lions amongst humans, gone to freedom in the present, past, and future, in the worlds of 10 directions. To all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every particle are Buddhas, numberless as particles, each amidst a host of Bodhisattvas, and I am confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite oceans of praise for you, and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you Sugatas. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense, I offer to you, victorious ones, the Buddhas. Fine dress and fragrant perfumes, sandalwood powder heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array, I offer to you, victorious ones, with transcendent offerings, peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and ignorance, all these I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all the merit of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers, hearers still training, and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, who have attained the Buddha's omniscience through the stages of awakening, all you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request, you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for eons numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight merit I may have accumulated, by making prostrations, offering and confessing, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for the full awakening of all beings. The short mandala offering, starting with the Tibetan. Sashipu ki chu sheng me to tra ri ra ling ji ni de gen pa di Sangye Jingdu Mikte Uwai Drokun Namadak Jingla Choparsho. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure land. The 4 dharmas of Venerable Gampopa. May I be blessed that my mind is directed towards the dharma. May I be blessed that my dharma practice is on the proper path. May I be blessed that the path is freed of flaws. May I be blessed that the flaws are seen in the light of exalted wisdom. The 4 dharmas of Venerable Bhikshu Mahasattva, becoming utterly frustrated with the ignorance that grasps at true existence, please bless me to generate genuine renunciation, seeing all aspects of samsara as viciously repulsive. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with a precious bodhicitta that cherishes others more than myself. Please bless me to have an immaculate experience of the wisdom of emptiness that does not see even an atom of intrinsic reality, on the basis of understanding how things come into being by dependent origination through mere conditioning. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious wisdom of the non-duality of bliss and emptiness. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalaka Niryatayami. The Foundation of All Good Qualities by Lama Tsongkhapa. The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to the Guru is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon the Guru with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once, is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly, day and night, takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of virtuous and non-virtuous karmas follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful, to abandon even the slightest negativity, and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Samsaric splendors are unsatisfying and unreliable. Seeking them is the door to all suffering. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teachings is keeping the pratimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all mother migratory beings. Please bless me to see this, train in supreme bodhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop bodhicitta, but I don't practice the three types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I have pacified distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzed the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the two attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I have become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the two stages, the essence of Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the Gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect Gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. So first we recite the meaning of the Mixema verse and then recite the Mixema verse. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of hordes of demons without exception, Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, Losang Drakpa, at your feet I make prostration. Migme ze we ter chen chen rezig dreame ken pe wampo jampelyong Ganchen ke pesu gen song kapa lo zang drape zabla zoade mig me zeveter chen chen rezig dreame ken pe wampo jampelyong Ganchen ke pesu gen song kapa lo zang drape zabla zoade mig me zeveter chen chen rezig dreame ken pe wampo jampelyong Gan chen ke pe zuk gen song ka pa lo zang dra pe zabla zulwa de.
Okay, thank you, Venerable Pajala. Okay, now the generating the mind of consummate yoga, which consists of 4 parts. First, the shamatha meditation. And for the shamatha meditation, today what do is that usually, particularly when you do a long-term meditation, every day you practice the meditation. We need, say, sometimes we have backache, and people with the sedentary lifestyle, you have a backache problem, and otherwise if you meditate on a daily basis, once again, you'll also develop some backache problem. For this, we do a little bit of physical exercise followed by breathing. Breathing plays a very important role, and if you know how to breathe properly, it greatly makes your mind very fresh, and your whole body. Generally, it doesn't mean that you breathe properly and then all the ailments will go away. No, I cannot make such claims. But whatever the situation with your body health, it'll greatly help. But it doesn't mean that greatly help doesn't mean that it will eradicate your problems altogether. Where you have a problem, I would highly say that if you have very serious, imminent problems, you have to seek the help of the allopathic doctors, allopathic Western doctors. You're getting it? And then they don't just say that Tibetan medicine will help or the Ayurveda will help for the evident problems. You have to seek the help of the allopathic doctors. Many people, they unnecessarily, unknowingly, unintentionally, they just see that the allopathic is too wrong and everything can be cured by Tibetan medicine and Ayurveda medicine. This is not true. We should be very realistic. We should acknowledge the reality. So when you have very severe problems, you have to seek the help of the allopathic. And then meanwhile, there are some illnesses which long-term healing. For these Tibetan medicines and Ayurveda medicines, they can be very helpful. So what we say is that we need both, and some people which can be easily treated by allopathic, and they are so stubborn not to resort to the allopathic, and then within a short span of time they leave the world. It happened. I know. So therefore, I'm from the Tibetan tradition, but I should be very honest and be very realistic. So let us be very realistic. It's not about, our Tibetan tradition is best, Ayurveda is best, allopathic is best. No, we should be very objective. These are all the great legacies of the humanity. Even the allopathic is amazing. If you have some kind of tumors inside, go for allopathic, finish it off, and then but the doctors should be good. When you go to allopathic, doesn't mean that any allopathic is good. Allopathic system is good, but the doctors, some can be extremely money-minded, some can be extremely unskilled, but they're very skilled doctors also. Not that everybody is unskilled, not that everybody is looking for money, but there are many who look for money only. They see you as a source of money, right? But not all. So they're very good ones. You have to make sure that in your life, young ones, okay, so you're not exposed to the world too much, but the elders, make sure that don't just become an elder because of having parties, more drinks and so forth. You should become more with more white hairs, with more experience, or who are the good doctors, who are the good teachers, who are the good, the sanghas. You have to identify these. Young people, they don't get the chance. They will get chance gradually. They will have more and more hairs, white hairs eventually. But the elder ones, you shouldn't become older because of, I have more parties, I have more picnics, I have more this, and so forth. But because I know now the world that better. The doctors, there are many doctors. Within allopathic, there are many doctors. Good ones, bad ones. Really expert ones, but with a heart. Ayurveda also, good ones, bad ones. Tibetan also, good ones, bad ones. Even amongst the teachers, some can be very complicated, some can be so kind. So this you have to be able to become more experienced. You become more experienced in these areas. Not that more experience in pubs, more experience in dance and so forth. So this is so important. So with this in mind, what I'm saying is that the breathing and these things, they're all connected. They're all the great legacies of the humanity. Human beings, they have brought these knowledge into the reality. So we have to use this knowledge. Allopathy is amazing. So meanwhile, don't think allopathy is the only system. Even the Tibetan medicines, Ayurveda medicines, they're amazing. First, they'll teach you how to breathe properly. And just breathing itself can stop many of the unnecessary future problems. Breathing properly, knowing how to breathe properly. Okay, so with this one, what you do is that first, a little bit of physical exercise I'm going to introduce to you now. With this, then additional how to breathe. Number 2, breathing one is known as the 9 round breathing exercise. Then we do the breathing meditation. Ready? Okay. So first for the physical exercise, physical to keep the body a little fresh, flexible, and painless. Okay, just sit upright. Stretch your 2 hands in front, the two thumbs inside, wrap the 2 thumbs with other fingers upside down, and put the 2 fists on your knees, and the 2 arms should be straight. Okay. Okay. Then now with this you hold the 2 knees. Open your palms and hold the 2 knees. Hold the 2 knees. Okay. And then your right shoulder, okay, your right arm straight and left arm can be a little bent, and depending on the situation, but the right arm should be straight. And bring your right shoulder inward. Bring your right shoulder inward. So you see that my left arm is a little bent, right is straight, right arm straight, left arm bent, and then you bring the right shoulder closer towards your left knee, and young ones can touch, and the older ones may not be able to touch on body. Try to bring it as close as to the left knee as possible, and then you just bend it down as much as possible, but don't strain too much. Okay, 3 times. 1, up, 2, 3. Okay, now the same thing with your left shoulder. Now the left arm straight, and the left shoulder in. Okay, left shoulder in. Can you bring it out? In, left shoulder in. Do it. Left shoulder in. Okay, left shoulder in, left arm straight. Joel, left. This one's straight. Good. Okay, in. Now same. Left shoulder and right knee as close as possible 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Again, right shoulder in 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Left shoulder in 1, 2, 3. Oh, you're good. So when you do that, do you feel your back is stretching and it's quite pleasantly painful? Little pain there, but it's little pleasantly painful. Yes, Aisha? Yes, pleasantly painful. Good. Okay, the next is the breathing. 9-round breathing. Breathing. Okay, before we do the breathing the exercise. Okay, touch your belly. Touch your belly. Don't look at it. Just touch your belly, and just watch what your belly is doing. The belly is going in or going out. You're getting it? You breathe in. Don't look at me, right? Just observe your belly, what your belly is doing. Okay, breathe in. Breathe out. Once more. Breathe out. Okay, now as you breathe in, just observe, see what your stomach is doing, what your belly is doing, going out or going in. Just observe it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, again breathe in. As you breathe in, just see what your tummy is doing, going in or going. Just observe it. Ready? Breathe in. Okay, tell me, how many of you, when you breathe in, your tummy is going in? Raise hands. Okay. When you breathe in, the tummy goes out. Raise hands. Okay, good. So the idea is that when you breathe in, tummy should go out, not go in. You're getting it? If the tummy goes in, it is wrong breathing. Okay, just know the reason. Know the reason. As you breathe in, you are taking in the air. So naturally, you need more space. Lungs require more space to accommodate the additional air. You agree? And the lungs, they have to expand. In order to accommodate more air, the lungs have to expand. And for lungs to expand, there are two possibilities. When you say, some people, when they're a little tense, nervous, their chest moves. You notice that? They just moves. You notice that? Some people get tense, that just moves. So the expansion space for the lungs to expand is either the chest part or the abdomen. It pushes the diaphragm down. It pushes down the diaphragm to create more space for the lungs. You're getting it? So therefore, how to push the diaphragm down? When you push the diaphragm down, naturally the intestine, all these things will be pushed out. You're getting it? So as you breathe in, the lungs should, instead of squeezing, the lungs should expand, for which it requires space to expand. One is chest, and other one is the diaphragm pushed down and the tummy comes out. So if the tummy goes in, you are creating so much tension to the lungs. You're getting it? You're not doing anything good to the lungs. You're harming the lungs, because that you are taking more air while the lungs need more space. You are squeezing in. You're creating even less space. By you squeeze in, the tummy goes in, and the lungs are squeezed. So therefore, what you do is that as you breathe in, if it is not naturally happening, you have to make it happen. As you breathe in, tummy should get out. And you breathe in as much as you don't have to breathe in so fast, but breathe in with an equal pace, at the equal pace, and breathe in as much as possible, and the tummy should get out as much as possible. So with this, the lungs get the maximum oxygen. And then the oxygen will be used by the whole body. You will gradually feel that whole body is very relaxed. Okay. Then when you breathe out, you have to empty the lungs. How to empty the lungs? How to empty lungs? If you squeeze in, so this diaphragm will push the lungs up. And of course, the chest, we cannot be squeezed in like this. So the tummy gets in, the diaphragm push up, and the lungs will be squeezed, and the air will be pushed out, and you are breathing out the air. You're getting it? So that way the lungs are exercised so well like this. And the lungs are like the fire stove. The fire which gives you the actual fire, not the smoke. You're getting it? So that fire cooks the food. So that gives you the oxygen to all the, it sends oxygen to all the parts of the body. That's extremely important. Okay. So for this, how we do is that we did already this, the two thumbs inside, rub with the other fingers, upside down, straight, two stays arms, the two arms straight, and then pull through your knees, legs, ribs, and then by the time it comes to the armpit, you throw it in front. Don't throw it too strongly. You getting it? If you do too strongly, in 2 or 3 days time, then you will have muscle pains. Okay, let's do it again. Straight, pull, and then throw the two fists on your left side like this, and the right fist should be under your left armpit. Good. Then let go of the index finger. Let go of the index finger straight, and the hind side of the index finger, with the hind side of the index finger, block your right nostril. Hind side. Okay. And then breathe. Then you should get out. And put your hand on your left knee and breathe out. 3 times. Okay, good. Once more, your fist on your knees. Your fist on your knees. Pull on your right side. And the index finger, block your left nostril. Breathe 3 times. Okay, again, on your fist, your fist on the knees, pull. And on your two knees, breathe from both the nostrils. Okay, good. We'll do it again. 9 rounds once more. Ready? Okay, now the two fists on your knees. Pull. On your left side, let go first the index finger. Block your right nostril 3 times. And make sure your belly goes out. Once more, on your knees, pull to your right side. Let the index finger go out. Block your left nostril 3 times. Okay, pull on your 2 knees. Breathe from both nostrils. Good. And those of us who have the breathing problem or the asthma problem, if you can do this practice regularly, this will greatly help us to remove the asthma problem. In fact, the first time I did this exercise, similar to this exercise, was in my 20s when I first had the asthma attack, very severe asthmatic attack. How many of you have the experience? How many of you have asthma problem? One over there, two, three, four. Okay. And I don't know why this happened to me. It was that I was in my 20s and I had the asthma. It is very severe, very scary asthma attack. Then the breathing gradually slows down. Yes, those have the experience. These are breathing slows down, and then what happens? Huh? You kind of breathe, and then okay, then you start panicking. Yes. So what happened? Okay, even if you don't have the asthma problem, don't worry. Please still do it. It'll greatly help you, or you can feel the ease of the whole body cells. You can feel the ease. What happened to me was that the around 2 a.m. That was when I was in my 20s. Okay, Ashwin, how old are you? 27. Perhaps I was around his age, yes. Okay. Like 2 a.m. I just woke up and I didn't know why I woke up. And then I started to feel difficulty in the breathing. And in the breathing started to make sound. Sir, sir. It sort of make the sound. And I just cough. I cough, then the breathing, it eases the breath. And again started to make the sound. Again the breath started to become more and more difficult. And again I have to cough. It's very disturbing, no sleep. Then I sense that okay, now this is asthma. Then it happened frequently. It's very disturbing. If I don't have good sleep, of course, anybody not good sleep, the next day whole wasted. And studies, meditation, all you can't do anything. So then I just ignore the breath. Okay, whatever the breath happens, you squeeze it, breathe, let it squeeze, and let the breath stop. Let it stop. I want a good sleep, and then I just ignore this, and I just let go. Whatever the breath does on its own, I let it do, and then it becomes the breath starts to gradually stop. I just ignore. Then the mind and the breath, these two are very close in the Buddhist teachings. There's a mention of how the breath and the mind, these are very closely connected. And then I could feel it where I was just trying to ignore this, lying down, that my mind automatically becomes extremely turbulent. Automatically, it was so turbulent. Then I realized how these two are so connected. And then I went to allopathic doctors. Allopathic doctors, and the doctor prescribed me some medicines. I took the medicines for some time, and I could feel that medicines, they're helping me. They were helping me, but the medicines are so like this. They are deliberately so the trachea is squeezing in by itself, and the medicines are squeezing out forcefully. I could feel it, but it eases my breath, and still muscles I could see that it's just squeezing out, not squeezing in, squeezing out by the medicines. I could feel this. Then I met with there's one Indian friend, gentleman, and second time I visit the doctor, I happened to go to his place. He said that my monastery and the city is like 45 minutes driving. It's very unusual. Unless you have a reason, you don't go there. And my friend, Indian gentleman, he said, Dorji, why did you come? I said, for to visit hospital. He said, why? You have any problem? I said, yes, I've asthma problem. Then he said one thing. He said, if you have asthma problem, don't go to the doctors. Do yoga. This is what he said. And then he said that I'm going to teach you yoga. And he did not teach me directly. He said that I'm going to look for the book. There's a book. Because of what I teach you, it should be very standard. And then so whatever his case, I left and then went to the monastery. And in the monastery, there's one British monk, maybe around my age, maybe a little younger, British monk. And he just, yes, we are friends. He came to see me. And I thought about this. And he went to hospital, I met with this Indian gentleman, and he advised me to do yoga. He said, I'll teach you right now. And he taught me how to do this. And later the book also came. I think he brought the book. Oh, I don't remember that. The book came and he taught the exercise, and I did the exercise. Within 1 week, believe it or not, the asthma problem gone. Not only asthma problem gone, is a big blessing in disguise. What happened? That when I breathe, it's so blissful because of the yoga exercise. So blissful, it's like having cheesecake. Literally, it's so blissful when you breathe. You don't feel like breathing. You like just feel like storing it, keeping there. It's so blissful. Wow, it's amazing. You're getting it? So what I'm saying is that allopathic medicine has its own strengths, has its weaknesses. The Ayurveda, Tibet medicine, yoga, they have their own strengths and they have their own weaknesses. If you're a tumor, don't think of the Ayurveda and Tibet medicine's yoga. Go for allopathic. Finish off the tumor. You're getting it? There are many illnesses. You have to seek the help of the Tibetan medicines, Tibetan medical doctors, Ayurveda doctors, when they go through severe ailments, they go to allopathic. They themselves go to allopathic. You getting it? And some of the allopathic doctors, they seek the help of the Tibetan doctors when they have some serious problems, which cannot be cured by allopathic. So both have strengths and weaknesses. Okay, good. So now the 5 minutes breathing meditation. Be mindful with the errors of meditation. What are they? Mental laxity and excitement. So these two things, if they happen, don't just let them be like this. You have to resort to the remedies. What are the remedies? Introspection and mindfulness. Don't forget it. Okay, 5 minutes. Ready? Okay, now let's do the renunciation on the basis of the 4 seals. Let us do it in the form of guided meditation. Okay, just try best to invoke the experiences and follow instructions. Meanwhile, don't try to correlate anything with what the instructions that are given with what you've learned before. Just follow the instructions, see how much you can invoke the experiences to the best you can. And if you do want to correlate with what you've learned before, heard before, read before, you can do it later. after the meditation. Are you ready? Renunciation. Renunciation is to renounce your miseries. This is not to renounce happiness. To renounce miseries. People think that Buddhism is very self-denial. It deliberately refrains from happiness. No. At times, like surgery, for somebody they don't want the surgery, but they have to go to surgery for long-term benefit. So likewise, there are times where you deliberately have to stay away from the objects of craving, but the whole purpose of this is for you to get rid of all the miseries and experience infinite happiness, uncontaminated infinite happiness. For that matter, we need to learn how to eradicate the contaminated experiences, and that too by eradicating the causes of the miseries. And the causes of miseries Buddha identified: contaminated karmas, afflictions, inappropriate attention, and self-grasping ignorance, complemented by self-centered attitude. And to eradicate these causes, the root of which is ignorance, Buddha identified Buddha had many levels of ignorance, but made a focus on the four: misconceiving or ignorant of what is impermanent as permanent, misconceiving impure things as pure, misconceiving miseries as happiness, misconceiving what is selfless nature as of selfhood. To eradicate these four misconceptions, the Buddha taught the four seals, with a focus on the first three, and the fourth one is a resultant experience. The first: all composite things are impermanent. Composite things. What is composite things? What is impermanent? Composite things are those things which are composed of material parts or the physical parts like electrons, protons, neutrons, and so forth, and or mental parts, mental segments, temporal parts. Like 1 hour for I was happy for 1 hour. 1 hour mind is made of 60 segments of mind on the basis of the minutes. The first minute mind, second minute mind, and so forth. This is how we can dissect the mind into the temporal parts. So whatever is constituted these parts, as physics very clearly indicated, that the physical world made of these elemental particles, the parts, they are in constant flux of change. So this is what the Buddha indicated as all composite things are impermanent. And this impermanence is of two kinds, gross and subtle. The gross meaning impermanent phenomenon or phenomena whose continuum terminates. For example, 2023 stopped. The continuum of 2023 stopped. Our youth stopped. And for the Buddhas, afflictions stopped. Mental defilements, including cognitive obscurations, stopped. Okay, so this includes our youth, and then where the life ends with death. 200 years ago in the past, there were perhaps like 5 billion human beings, 4 billion human beings. Where are they now? They're all gone. And look at these, we go for sightseeing, the fortresses, old fortresses, ruins of the fortress. These are all the reminders for us of the impermanence. This was not ruin at all times. In the olden days, this was so majestically standing, and somebody made the common people to work and made this, and they enjoyed this. They took pride in this. They lived in there. They did party, everything there. And where are they now? they're all gone. Look at this. This place is the incredibly precious reminder for us that it's impermanent. Things are impermanent. And those people 200 years ago, many of them are your age, many younger than you, many older than you, where they're now. Their children, their parents were there, they're all gone. Whether their aspirations, careers, plans, ambitions, whatever they had in their mind, whether they accomplished or not accomplished, they're all gone now. The bad deeds, people harm others, kill others, and so forth, expecting that I will be happy. Whether they accomplished that or not, they're all gone, therefore left. Only negative karma is what it carried. And the good things that they did, only good things that they carried, the rest, everything gone. 200 years down the line in the future, 8 billion human beings, including each one of us here, will not be left then. That's the reality. So what's the point of wasting so much of time in the trivial things? Pubs, dance, nightclubs, and so forth, and gossips, and so forth. What's the point? Why not be wise to do things in this very ephemeral life, to do things which you can take with us, that they will guarantee us of our safe, peaceful existence, progress in our mind, awaken the Buddha nature in the future lives as well. This the Buddha concluded when the Buddha taught impermanence. Buddha taught of all the footprints, the footprints of the elephant is supreme meaning the biggest. Of all the meditations, the meditation impermanence is the supreme. This will trigger the whole meditation, bodhicitta, wisdom, and so forth, so meaningful, because of the meditation impermanence gives a sense of urgency, not to waste our time, but to use it very productively on some meaningful things like the meditation bodhicitta, meditation wisdom, and so forth. So the Buddha taught, whatever gathers disperses, whatever is accumulated exhausts, and whatever stands for, and the joys that you experience all ends up, all comes to an end. And the birth ends with death. This is what the Buddha indicated, and it is so efficacious. Yes. And this impermanence, where the continuum comes to an end, the gross impermanence, is possible only if there is a subtle impermanence involved. What does it mean by subtle impermanence? The momentariness, where things don't even sit still for a millisecond. The changes that you see with the span of the last 20 years, 30 years, 40 years with your body is possible only if there was a change going on the annual basis, which in turn is possible if there's change happening on the monthly basis, weekly basis, daily basis, hourly basis, minute by minute basis, second by second basis, millisecond by millisecond basis. Okay, this is second by second basis. Can you imagine second by second basis? Yes, your body moves like second hand of the watch. Tick, 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 tick. This is how the body moves. This is how your mind moves. This is how your family members move. This is how your house moves. This is how the world moves. Whole galaxy moves like this. Whole universe moves like this. Yes. And this movement is possible only if there's a millisecond. There's the movement change happening on the millisecond level. What is a millisecond level change like? So fast. Imagine a very fast moving train. What does it sound like? Imagine extremely fast moving car. What's it sound like? This is how our body is moving. This is how our world is moving. Your parents are moving. Your children are moving. This is how the whole universe is moving. Moves so fast. The fact that we see things are so static, relaxed, is all just illusion, all because of the limitation of our sense consciousnesses. This is reality, that no composite phenomena remains still. It moves millisecond by millisecond, faster than this. Yes, that's true. Very scary. So, if it moves so fast, the faster it moves, the question comes, where is it taking me? For example, you're thrown into a train which is slowly moving, that thought will not come because you can get off. Whereas if you are thrown in a very fast moving train, the question comes, where is this train heading towards? The faster the train moves, the more the fear. And who decides where the train is moving? Is that the driver? If the driver is a mother with a free hand, she will only take you to pick this spot. But for us, unfortunately, driver's a mind, and the mind is under the dictate of the terrorists, self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude. So a mind, which is the driver, which takes us to the future, given that it is under dictate of the worst of the contaminations, which is self-grasping ignorance, complemented by self-centered attitude, it only takes us to the slaughterhouse of the miseries. This is what the Buddha indicated as all contaminated things are of suffering nature. Suffering like what? Sickness, aging, death, tension, depression, anxiety, anguish, and so forth. Okay, there are innumerable versions of these miseries, but one moment of such a tragedy, misery is good enough to let us feel the whole world so gloomy, dark, hopeless, shallow, meaningless, and our whole life of the festivities, birthday parties, celebrations, picnics, and so forth, they're all so gloomy in the face of this one moment of that tragedy. Yes, and that we have to shed tears, endless tears, so much of pain at the heart, and tears coming out. I'm tired of these tears. I'm tired of this, the pain of the heart. When will they stop? 2023 stopped on its own. We did not do anything. When will this day come that my tears will stop? That my heavy heart will stop? When will that day come? It'll never come until we put a concerted effort. Why 2023 came to an end on its own? Yes, impermanence, there are three kinds. One is where the continuum stops on its own, no matter what you do. The continuum stops. There's another category where the continuum never stops. For example, your mind, the universe, the time. This will never stop. There's a third category, whose continuum, if you put effort to stop it, it stops. If you don't put effort, it will never stop on its own. That is our miseries, our self-grasping ignorance, our contaminant karmas, our afflictions. So these are things which will never stop until we exert effort, the correct effort. What is that? What effort is required? That depends on the nature of the demons which creates the problems, the cause of the miseries, and the ultimate demon self-grasping ignorance. So, given that the self-grasping ignorance is at the root of the miseries, we need to eradicate that if you want to stop the miseries, you want to stop the tears of samsara. So what remedy are you going to use? Given that the root of misery says ignorance, the remedy lies in the wisdom. And just as to eradicate the darkness, it is only done through the light. Likewise, it is only through introducing the light of the wisdom that the darkness of ignorance can be eradicated. So tell me, what is this light of the wisdom? The wisdom, by the very definition, is a discerning mind whose apprehension of the object tallies with the reality. What's the reality? The reality is what the Buddha indicated as third seal. Everything is the nature of emptiness, selflessness. Okay, let us quickly meditate on the emptiness of a person who you love so much, your mom, your dad, your husband, your children, your wife, your brother, your sister, anyone. Just think of somebody who you love so much. And there, the tendency is that this person, if something goes wrong with this person, or if there's a clash happens between you and that person, your mind feels so dejected and so broken into pain. Okay, this is all because of seeing that person object real. Okay, now let us try to see that how this person is like a dream. That is why should I unnecessarily have to bear the pain? If I know that this pain is totally unnecessary, I can have this love and affection, but without this pain. Okay, for that we need to see the illusion-like nature, the dream-like nature of this person, that this person doesn't exist objectively, this person exists only subjectively. Okay, think of that person. How does this person appear to you? Like a dream that your mind is creating it, or as so objectified, so solidified there from the object, well-defined, self-characterized object there. Of course, so objective there. This belief is the self-grasping ignorance. This is the one which attracts all the pains in us. How do you know that this person does not exist? The loved one does not exist the way the person appears to me. Okay. Remember what Arya Nagarjuna taught. If the mirage were to be water, one not those close by the mirage see water. With a similar token of reasoning, if this person would exist objectively, why do I see this person as I go closer to this object? Okay, now let us go closer to this object. This is what we know as, in a technical sense, as subjecting this person to ultimate analysis. Okay. While subjecting the person to ultimate analysis, you're only interested in this person, only in the person as objectively exists in this person. And whatever is seen as not the person, just ignore. You're not interested in what is not this person, only this person or the objectively existent person. When you're going closer, subjecting this up to this person to ultimate analysis, we end up seeing the thin layer of the skin. And just wholeheartedly feel that, of course, this skin is not what I feel attached to. Not that I love, identify as that person to whom I love. This is not the thing. If the skin is a problem, I can remove it and replace it with something else. Which means skin is not that the person who identifies the loved one. Okay, behind that, the fatty tissues, likewise the same. Behind that, the cartilages, the muscles, does not. And alongside with the whole skeleton. Of course, if the skeleton alone comes to me, it's very scary. It's not the person to whom I love. I would really run away. That is not one. Then heart, the lungs, the liver, the pancreas, stomach, intestine, gallbladder. None of these solid parts constitute this person. These solid parts constitute the element earth, and none of the element of earth is this person. Yes. Next element water, 4 liters of blood, which is pumped in and out by the hearts of the person to different parts of the body. Of course, that is not that person. Element of fire, 2,600 joules of energy of that person. Of course, that is not that person. I can see that person from distance, but I cannot see that the body heat or the body energy. Next element of air, 4.6 liters of air that you breathe in and out through, that the person breathes in and out through his or her lungs. Of course, that is not that person. And the space, 99.99% of the body of that person is space. But of course, that person is not space. Person is a solid person, solid object, and a space vacuum in nature. Even the space is also not that person. What's left now? The mind of the person left. Of course, the mind is also not that person. The person is male, the person is female, and the mind does not have gender. Gender is possible on the basis of the body. So therefore, even the element of consciousness, element of mind is also not that person. And further, Further, I can see this person is so appealing to my eyes, to my mind, but I cannot see the person's mind. So, the person's mind or the element of the consciousness is not that person. Okay, now tell me, you have subjected this person ultimate analysis, you have seen the 6 elements of the person. Which of 6 elements of the person is that person? None is to be identified as intrinsically as the person. If you're sure of this, you've understood the second essential of understanding the emptiness of objects, in this case the person, as intrinsically one with his parts. Okay. If the 6 elements are not this person, see if this person exists as different from these 6 elements. Remove 6 elements, what is left? The person is nowhere to be left, then this becomes even worse, nothing is there. If you're sure of this, you understood third essential, is of understanding the emptiness of persons being intrinsically different from its parts. Okay, so given that these are the only 2 possibilities for the person to exist objectively, and once these 2 are ruled out, then the person existing objectively is also ruled out. Yes. If you're sure of this, you understood the 4th essential of understanding the privation, that anything which is empty of being intrinsically one and intrinsically different from its parts entails the emptiness of the objective existence of the person. Okay, good. Now tell me, where is this person in our ultimate analysis? Nowhere to. I'm discovering that the person is nowhere to be seen there, existing objectively. Okay. Stay in this experience. For some, it can be a tinge of a fear. A person to whom I love so much disappears, is no more there. I'm discovering that he or she is no more there in our ultimate analysis. Yes, a tinge of fear can come. Or tingling sensation can flow through your bodies. Cold waves can flow through your bodies. Or an extremely tranquil feeling can come to your mind. And if you do feel a tinge of fear, it's not because that the person is not there, it's because you are discovering the person is objectively empty. The person does exist, but like an illusion, not as objectively. Okay. Amazing. This meditation is so profound. But what's the purpose of this meditation? Yes, just as a person, when dissolves into this experience of emptiness, and the tinge of fear comes, this is indication that the person doesn't exist objectively. And it's not that the person doesn't exist. Later on, with more and more practice, this fear created by the self-grasping ignorance, viewing this person objectively real, when that is challenged by this meditation, you feel the fear because of the conflict that you see between these 2 things. The more you practice this, the fear will be replaced by the extremely beautiful, tranquil experience. Wow, that's amazing. Likewise, subjecting all your miseries, tensions, stress, and mental disturbance, and the fears and the sorrows to the same analysis, we see that they likewise will disappear into the thin experience of the emptiness, the vast expanse of the emptiness. They will disappear. The moment the sorrow disappears, feeling of lightness dawns in you. Peace dawns in you. This is what the Buddha indicated as the transcending sorrow is absolute peace. Generate a very strong aspiration. May I may gain a stable experience of this emptiness, where all my sorrows and mental disturbance, depression dissolve. Okay. This aspiration is known as the true understanding of renunciation. Oftentimes, renunciation, when we renounce our miseries, I want to renounce miseries. This is renunciation. Yes, is a understanding of renunciation, but it's very gross. The final understanding of the renunciation is aspiration to gain a stable experience of emptiness, where all your miseries and sorrows dissolve and transcend. Okay, slowly come out of this practice to switch to the Bodhicitta practice. Okay, when I talk, I drink. When I meditate on my own for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, I don't drink. You're getting 5 minutes meditation, then you drink. How can you meditate for like 4 hours in full stretch if you want to attain shamatha? You're getting it? So what is the mark of having attained shamatha? Shamatha is that when you meditate without interruption for 4 hours, no time to drink water, coffee, tea. You're getting it? So for meditation, particularly sitting meditation, try your best to train ourselves in not drinking something. So here I'm talking, I'm actually, talking, meditating, doing together. So I'm taking, otherwise, when I'm in my own room and doing the meditation, usually I drink less, but this is not good. I have to drink more. But for the meditation, not only me, even people who are used to drinking water, I would suggest that for the meditation, just try to see if you can train yourself on not having to drink something in between. You're getting it? For the meditation purpose. But outside meditation, better drink more. Drink water is very healthy. Are you good? Ready? Again, this is going to be on the basis of the practice of the 4 immeasurables. We'll do just the first two. First 2 immeasurables. Ready? Invoke the blessings of all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas, particularly Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Arya Manjushri, Arya Tejvara, Arya Tara, Arya Vajrapani, Arya Maitreya, Arya Nagarjuna, Bodhisattva Arya Deva, then Acharya Chandrakirti, Bodhisattva Shantideva, Bodhisattva Chandrashita, and all these enlightened masters, sending their blessings to you in the form of extremely loving and affectionate feel. And you are surrounded by your 2 parents, all of them members, including children, and all dear sentient beings living on the side. And they are visualized for the reason that you are doing this practice for them, and that for the 2 ultimate benefits, ultimate benefit for yourself and ultimate benefit for others, that you experience fearlessness and infinite happiness, then all others are protected from miseries and taken to the fearlessness and infinite happiness. And that practice may turn out to be really superficial. It doesn't matter. Even if the superficial, just flow with this and try to invoke the experience as much as possible. This is the meaning of the practice. This is the meaning of the training. Immeasurable loving kindness. Okay, if you do just the 2, then the immeasurable compassion is better to be done first. Immeasurable compassion. How good would it be that all my dear sentient beings are freed from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all my dear sentient beings be freed from suffering and the causes of suffering. I'll take the responsibility that all my dear sentient beings are freed from suffering and the cause of suffering. Causes of suffering primarily consist of self-grasping, ignorance, self-centered attitude. The Buddha's Bodhisattvas witnessing that you're making such a courageous commitment, they're intensely happy and proud. Like a mother after all these many years of raising her children with so much of hardship, today the eldest, the daughter just aged 12 and the son aged 11, they come to the mother, telling the mother, "Mother, you have done everything for us. You love us so much. And now we've grown up. We'll take care of our siblings. Mother, please take rest." And mother could not believe her eyes and ears today. This is exactly what is happening to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas. They're so happy and proud of what you're doing today. This joy and happiness invoke the omniscient minds of the Buddhist Bodhisattvas to send forth nectars very soothing lights towards you and all demonstration beings. The mere touch of lights and nectars with the bodies brings you yours. Washes of all the miseries and the cause of miseries from the demonstration beings to yourself. and you witnessing such a miracle is happening towards all of the sentient beings. You're intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Next, immeasurable loving kindness. How good would it be that all my dear sentient beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. The causes of happiness primarily consisting of the most fearless mind of the wisdom of emptiness, to see everything is like an illusion, empty of objective reality. And the most appealing mind of the Bodhisattva, which cherishes all other demonstration beings more than cherishing yourself, to the extent of wishing to become Buddha for the benefit of all demonstration beings. May all my demonstration beings be endowed with happiness and the cause of happiness. I will take the responsibility that all my demonstration beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. The Buddhist Bodhisattvas witnessing that you are making such a courageous commitment, they're intensely happy and proud of you. This pride and happiness invoke the compassion of omniscient minds to ascend to the nectars of soothing lights towards you and all demonstration beings. They may touch with lights and nectars with the Buddhist beings of yours, washes up all the miseries and the cause of miseries from the demonstration beings yourself, and giving them the utmost happiness and cause of happiness. And you witnessing such a miracle is happening towards all the demonstration beings, you're intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths out with relief. Underscoring all the 4 immeasurables is the unconditional love, just abiding this experience of unconditional love towards all the beings. Imagine that you are looking at the eyes of each of the sentient beings with so much love and care, attention, affection, embrace, to the extent that each one of them feels themselves so special in your eyes. With folded hands, we'll make it a Buddhist commitment 3 times together. Wholeheartedly. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. Amazing. This most beautiful mind, this is whole universe, and today you've generated this. Slowly transform this mind of bodhicitta into a spotless clean moon disk, 1 inch or 2 inches in diameter, horizontally sitting with a heart. Okay, that's amazing that you made such courageous commitment to become Buddha, but then don't miss to remember that no matter how much you squeeze a handful of sand, no oil comes out. Yes, I know that, but I'm not like a handful of sand. I'm like a handful of sunflower seeds. I have a Buddha nature within myself. But if this is the case, how is it that since time immemorial till now, it never is awakened? Yes, that's very true. It's because that I'm being deceived by the 2 demons. I thought that these 2 are the best of my friends. Self-grasping, ignorant, self-centered attitude. And today I'm disillusioned by this, that these 2 are the demons. They are not at all my friends. I'm going to do everything to exterminate these 2 demons. What are you going to do? I'm going to introduce a very powerful remedy. What is that remedy? The wisdom of empty, non-dual wisdom of the Arya Bodhisattvas. What is that wisdom like? Let's quickly retrieve the experience of the meditation on the emptiness of the person who you love so much. Okay, think of that person who you love so much. And now, subject this person to ultimate analysis. You see just the 6 elements: element earth, water, fire, air, space, and consciousness. Now tell me, which of the 6 elements is to identify as intrinsically as the self? None. If not, then remove the 6 elements. Where is the self separate from these, intrinsically separate from these 6 elements? None. Now, where is the self from the object which you earlier saw as so object real there? To my discovery, it is just empty. Objective is empty. Stay in this experience for a while. Slowly transform this most fearless mind of the wisdom of emptiness of this person who you love so much into a spotlessly clean, thumb-sized white vajra, vertically sitting on the Buddhist heart. Okay, that's amazing. Now you have the blaze of the non-dual bodhicittas, the 2 bodhicittas in non-dual form. The moon, symbolic of the conventional bodhicitta, which has altruistic intention to become Buddha for the benefit of all dimensional beings. This will guarantee to exterminate the self-centered attitude. And a Vajra, symbolic of the ultimate bodhicitta, the non-dual wisdom of emptiness of the Arya Bodhisattvas. And this will guarantee to exterminate all the mental defilements, afflictive obscurations, and the cognitive obscurations both. Okay, I'm very fortunate. Yes, you're very fortunate, but don't forget that your 2 parents, your children, your family members, all such a big suffering. Yes, it's to invoke a very strong compassion to all these beings. And this compassion invokes your Vajramon at your heart to multiply infinite number of times. Share one side of the Vajramon with your mother at her heart, one side with your father, one side each one of family members, including children and each one of the sentient beings here in Thosamling, in India, in your own country, in the entire world, in the entire Milky Way galaxy, and in the entire universe. Now, that's amazing. Everyone has a share of the Vajramon from you. You're being so compassionate, so kind. Yes. Meanwhile, let us not forget all Buddhas out there watching us. Why not we request the Buddhas Bodhisattvas to be the guest as well as the witness to our undertaking the ceremony of taking the aspirant Bodhisattva vow. As a gesture of making this request, let us slowly stand up along with all demonstration beings to make 3 prostrations to all Buddhas Bodhisattvas. Okay, let us turn to page 50, page 50, 50. Okay, as visualized before, think of all the Buddhas Bodhisattvas there with us, like your parents. When you, for the first time in your life, as a little girl, age 5, little boy, age 5, for the first time in your life, if you are to make a public appearance on behalf of your school, how much excited your parents were. This is exactly what has happened to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas. Just the parents, they leave whatever they have to do that day, they will leave behind to join the audience, waving their hands to you, saying that we are here. This is exactly what all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas are doing today. With so much of full love, affection, attention, they are there, witnessing what you're doing as you requested. And then you, as an extremely responsible little girl, little boy, you bring all your siblings with you to take part in this very important program. This is exactly what you're doing. You're bringing all the sentient beings who are like small children, your siblings, with you. And what we're doing here is reflected in the 3 verses which we're going to recite. The first verse, I'm going to again explain this to you, and please make sure that you remember the meanings well, so that from tomorrow onwards we'll do this directly without giving any explanation. Okay, the first verse says that given that this journey of awakening your Buddha nature is something which we have never undertaken thus far, and since that this is something a very new journey which is too new to you, so therefore you require incredible support. This is very new, and number 2 is extremely important, and the most important journey of that you can possibly see in this whole universe, because there's the greatest of the support that you can think of are the triple gem. So the first line says, I go for refuge in the triple gem. And then this journey involves a road. If the road is blocked by the boulders, the fallen trees and so forth, you cannot undertake the journey. The road is none other than your own mind, given that the journey is not external journey, it's a mental journey, and the road is none other than your own mind. And your mind must be freed of the mental defilements like the boulders, the fallen trees and so forth. We have to remove all the mental defilements. And how do you do that? The one thing which most effectively help us do that is confessing the negativities individually. So the second line says, I confess the negativities individually. Now the road is clear, but if the car does not have fuel, again you cannot undertake the journey. This car should have enough fuel. So what is this car? Again, the car is none other than your own mind. Your mind requires the enormous fuel like the merit or the virtues, and without which you cannot complete the journey, or you can even start the journey or complete the journey. And for that matter, how they accumulate enormous amount of virtues and merits within a short amount of time is by rejoicing in the virtues of others. So the third line says, I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. Okay, now the road is clear and your car is enough fuel. What kind of journey do you want to undertake? Fourth line says, I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. I want to undertake the journey to accomplish the awakening of your seed of the Buddhahood within us. Okay. That's all. Let's say this 3 times. Imagine that you are leading this, and all the sentient beings, like your siblings, little siblings, they are inspired by you, they join you, and all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, like parents, they're watching what are you doing. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. Okay, the next 2 verses is you invoke Buddhist Bodhisattvas to be here to you, and then so who succeeded in this journey? Who succeeded in this journey? Looking at the history of the humanity, we see that 2,500 years ago there was a young prince by the name Prince Siddhartha, and who succeeded in this journey. How did he succeed? He succeeded by creating 2 factors. The first factor, creating an incredible, powerful motivation, the motivation of bodhicitta. He generated very strong bodhicitta. And the second factor, to bodhicitta's aspiration to become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings, and to materialize this aspiration, then he created the second factor, which is he engaged in the Buddhist practices, like 6 perfections, 4 perfections, total 10. So this is what he did. If this is how he succeeded, I will also follow his footsteps. I will also create these 2 factors. will also generate very strong bodhicitta aspiration. And then the second factor, to materialize this aspiration, will also engage in the bodhisattva practices. So this is what is reflected in the second verse. Okay, let's read these two, say these two together 3 times wholeheartedly. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall I do successful train in the bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall I do successful train in the bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall I do successful train in the bodhisattva practices. Feel the joy over having received the aspiration bodhisattva vow. You are extremely, extremely fortunate. We are all extremely, extremely fortunate. And of all the gifts that you can think of making to all sentient beings, this is the greatest gift. And today you have gifted this gift to all the dear sentient beings. And of all the offerings, this is the best of the offerings. The Buddha himself declared. One moment of genuine compassion far excels the gifts of the whole universe filled with gems and offered to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. If this were to be the case, what I mentioned of our having taken the Bodhisattva vow, so you have made the greatest offerings to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas today. And you have given such meaning to life. And look at our life. What did we do with the past many years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 40 years, 50, 60, 70? What did we do? It's all so meaningless in comparison with what we have done today. So you have given such a meaning to life. You've extracted meaning out of life and given meaning to your life. And all these wonders are happening because of the kindness of all the Buddhas Bodhisattvas. As a gesture of thanking the Buddhas Bodhisattvas for this, let us slowly stand up and make 3 prestations along with all dear sentient beings to the Buddhas Bodhisattvas. Okay, and imagine that the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they are so happy and pleased over what you've done today. And it is like the mother, after all these many years of receiving complaints from the school principal, and that the today's the school principal comes, and the mother is very apprehensive. And the school principal says, no, we came here to congratulate you that your daughter and your son, they were appointed as the best students of the school for this year. And your mother could not believe her eyes and ears. So much joy. This is exactly what all Buddhas are feeling today. This joy, enormous joy the Buddhas feel, invoke the Vajramoon from the Buddhas of the hearts to multiply infinite times. And they descend to merge with the one which is the heart, become non-dual, stabilized, and blessed. Likewise, all the replicas of Vajramoon from the Buddhist Bodhisattvas, innumerable, infinite in number, like rain shower, they descend to merge with the one that we visualize at the heart of your mother, at the heart of the father, at the heart of each of our family members, including children, and each of the sentient beings here in Thosamling, in the world, in the Milky Way galaxy, in the entire universe, thereby becoming non-dual, stabilized, and blessed. Is amazing. Just feel the joy and pray that we not be separated from these two teachings, these two practices, not only in this life, also in the future lives till Buddhahood. So with this in mind, let's turn to page 51, and let's recite this verse 3 times together. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassion of Buddha and be able to uphold the true precious bodhicittas even at the cost of my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassion of Buddha and be able to uphold the true precious bodhicittas even at the cost of my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassion of Buddha and be able to uphold the true precious bodhicittas even at the cost of my life. In order to further increase this bodhicitta from now on, those with discernment who have lucidly seized and awakened mind of bodhicitta in this way, today my life has borne fruit. Having well obtained this human existence, I've been born in the family of the Buddha and now one Buddha's children. Thus, whatever actions that I do from now on must be in accord with the family. Never shall I disgrace or pollute this noble and unsullied race. Just like a blind man discovering a jewel in Hebrew rubbish, likewise by some coincidence an awakened mind has been born within me, is the supreme ambrosia that overcomes the sovereignty of death. It is the inexhaustible treasure that eliminates all poverty in the world. It is the supreme medicine that quells the world's disease. It is the tree that shelters all beings wandering and tired on the path of conditioned existence. It is a universal bridge that leads to freedom from unhappy stages of birth. It is the dawning moon of the mind that dispels the torment of disturbing conceptions. It is a great sun that finally removes the misty ignorance of the world. It is the quintessential butter from the churning of the milk of Dharma. For all those guests travel on the path of conditioned existence who wish to experience the boundless happiness, this will satisfy them with joy and will replace them in supreme bliss. Today, in the presence of all the protectors, I invite the world to be guests at a festival of temporary and ultimate delight. May gods, demigods, and all be joyful. Dedication prayer. I dedicate the marriage thus gathered towards the realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas all 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine, scripture, and insight. May in all lives, through the force of this marriage, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect beyond the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast of space that have amassed, from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds' wisdom eyes blinded by ignorance. Teota Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. 3 persistence together.